I'm right in the heart of Boston Commons right here, and I get a distinct whiff of something in the air. What is that? Oh yeah, it's freedom. The Freedom Trail starts here, and so do I.
My name is Wolf Brazier. I was born near the Royal Marines Training Centre in Devon, England. I've had to endure a tough life in the urban jungle as an administrative assistant. I've crossed the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. I've escaped from Epcot Center in Orlando. And I've been to the top of Chicago's Sears Tower. Twice. The city can be quite treacherous, but I'm going to show you the skills needed to survive. Colonial Boston, 1776. An upstart nation finds its feet and lays the framework for the most heinous act of treason ever to befall the British Crown. Today, we'll experience the rich, boastful history of America as we traverse Boston's famous Freedom Trail. Winding 2.5 miles through the heart of the city, the Freedom Trail passes legendary sites such as the home of Paul Revere. Wanker.
Oh look over here. Freedom gifts, souvenirs. I'm gonna get a patriotic souvenir to remember Boston by. Oh bloody hell, it's behind bars. Conveniently, the Freedom Trail is marked all through Boston with this red brick trail that you can follow. I'm outside Boston's old State House, the oldest public house in Boston. And this is the site where British soldiers allegedly fired on American colonists who were unarmed, which eventually ignited what came to be the Revolutionary War, where America won its freedom from British tyranny. Now here we have the State House in Boston. It's where the laws of freedom are written. The Old South Meeting House, where patriots such as Paul Revere and Samuel Adams would meet and be traitors to the British Crown. A lot of times with these old-timey graveyards, you're going to see these wrought iron fences around them. Now, legend has it, wrought iron is a great way to keep spirits in the graveyard and keep them from getting out, wreaking havoc on the public. They were thinking about this because they knew Paul Revere was buried in here, and they didn't want him escaping because they wanted to keep him right in the middle of Boston. But Paul Revere was too clever. He made his freedom escape. Cheeky bastard.
Wait.
I'm outside Boston's old City Hall, which was once a model of architecture and freedom. It's now been hollowed out for restaurants and shops. It's the sort of bastardization of a building that would never happen in England. As you can see, the old British standard of the unicorn and the lion still stands firm, a true testament to British architecture and engineering and freedom. Standing outside Paul Revere's house, and as you can see from the placard, he lived from 1770 to 1800. I'm not sure that that's right, because he'd be 6 when he rode through Boston to alert the Americans that the British were coming. Here we are. Now legend has it, if you actually high-five the statue of Paul Revere, the ghost of Paul Revere himself will appear and grant you one wish. Let's try it. Now here we're outside the Old North Church. You might remember it from the tale of when the American colonists warned of the British invading forces. They lit a lamp up there in the tower window. And they would light 1 if the British were coming by land, and 2 if by sea. Freedom has been stolen right out from under our feet. The Park Street Church, which is along the Freedom Trail, was designed in 1809 by an English architect. It still stands today, and legend has it, the hero of freedom, Paul Revere, scoffed in the face of freedom by getting married here. There's an old wives' tale that says when you're crossing this bridge, sometimes you can hear the moaning of the ghost of Paul Revere. The time he fell in the water and it was way cold. He got out, obviously. And here is the USS Constitution, Old Ironsides, one of the hardest working ships in the Revolution naval fleet. The knowledge required to construct a ship as strong as this was handed down to the colonists through years of English shipwrights and master craftsmen from England. The American colonists actually made one that went against the British Crown. And it still stands today as a testament to true knowledge and seamanship of the British Empire. As you can see, we're heading to the final stop on the Freedom Trail, the Bunker Hill Monument. Bunker Hill is an important site in the history of the Revolution because it's there that many brave British soldiers lost their lives trying to assault the top of that hill. The statue of Colonel William Prescott. Now, legend has it, if you were to actually jump up here and impale yourself on his sword, you'll die. This is it. It's the end of the Freedom Trail, where freedom ends and America begins.
Looking out over the city of Boston enkindles a profound sense of dismay, and I'm left with a single burning question. How could the Empire let a city like this slip through its fingers?
At least we got rid of Simon Cowell.